Okay, so what I want to cover now is how to use the heat map filters and actually how to build one. So not just how to use it, but how you actually would go ahead and build one of them. So by default, we've got this really nice default one that shows you if you're within temperature or not. If you've used heat map filters before, I can expand it. We've got predefined options for things like what occupancy state I'm in. I can do device type, which tells me, where all my smart nodes, hyperstats, stuff like that are at. And then we've got here the ones that are shared by the community. So if I want to look at, how my received signal strength is, if I'm going to have any problems with communication, the site, there's a couple in the yellow low, but that's not even concerning to me. It's once they start getting to zone dead or very low that I even start to look at it. But using those just like that, I can troubleshoot the site really quick and see if there's any potential problems with my signal strength. So what I want to do next is what I don't see here is I don't see one for CO2. Right? If I want to type in CO2, I don't have one. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a new filter. And first you have to name it. So I'm going to call it my indoor air quality CO2 sensor. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to search tags. And what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this tab. We're going to go in here and we're going to look for the CO2 sensor. So there's a different video that covers exactly how to do this, but I'm going to look for just one zone that has the point I want. The gym is going to have a CO2 sensor. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be fairly intuitive. I'm going to type in CO2, and I'm down to 5 points. So one of these is bound to be my CO2, and it's going to be my zone CO2. I believe, actually, there's CO2 and zone CO2. Let's see which one has the right value associated. 955, that looks right in the gym. A value of 1 is definitely not. That must be some other tuner or configuration value. So this is the one I want. So it's my zone CO2 sensor. Let's see what tags I want to use. So CO2, air, let's see, logical, maybe useful, zone is good. So let's see if that gets us down to it. So let's go ahead and use the CO2 tag. All right. I know I'm going to use sensor. That gets me closer, and I want only my zones. All right, so now I've got only zones with CO2 sensor. I don't have any other points here. I've only got zone CO2, which is the same one I have here, zone CO2. But you see I used zone CO2 on a very specific instance to query all of the devices on the site, and now it's returning all the zone CO2 points that the site has. So what we're going to say here is this is my CO2 sensor. And this is so to see, oops, view indoor air quality based on CO2 values. What CO2 sensors and thresholds. There we go. That looks all right. And now what we're going to do is we're going to say if it's less than, I'm going to say 900. And this is kind of weird. So you type in the value and you have to click custom value before it'll let you save it. And I'm going to go to my palette. It's easier. Let's see. Oh boy, we've got all sorts of options here. I just want a green one. Right. Well, let's use a palette. Let's grab a random green. I'm going to use my stage 2. That's a bright one. That's good. And I'm going to say it's healthy. And I'm going to add a new condition. So I'm going to say if it's in between 900 and let's say, oops, remember, See how it didn't save it? I have to do 900. I have to click custom, and I'm going to say then it's between 1400. I'm going to say at risk. Actually, let's say moderate. All right, and one more condition for if I'm greater than 1400. Again, click custom value. And this is the one where I'll say at risk. And just like that, I have a name. I've run my query on a single point. I could add other parameters, but I don't actually like that mostly unless I'm going to do calculated parameters, which I'll create another video for an advanced version of this where I'm actually trying to do alerts. But for simple point values like this, I've got my Y wet. I hit create. And now you see there's one created by me that I can run. And based on the CO2 sensors in all those spaces, it's going to tell me, all right, we've got Chris's office is actually high. Let's go ahead and look at it. Let's look at his value in there. All right, so his doesn't actually have a CO2 sensor, and that's why. So it's a bogus value. Let's go ahead and look at Bruce's office. Get the sensor in there, and yep, there in there you can see that that CO2 sensor is rising up. It's definitely getting pretty high in there. So they are in the moderate range. And just like that, you know, if I wanted to go back, I wanted to tweak it, I open this up, I can look at my created by me. I can click the little edit pencil, I come in here, and if I want to share it also, right, I want the other people in my organization and things to be able to see it, I can just change it to shared. And just like that now, in everybody else's list except for mine, this would start showing up. If I didn't share, it would only be available to me.